Hello, welcome to Taxonomy Online Mathematics once again. Today we are taking a question on applications of percentage or application of fraction. So we have a question that says that a clerk spent 1/5, 1/3, and 1/8 of his annual salary on rent, transport, and entertainment respectively. The word respectively here simply means that the fraction mentioned first goes for the expenses rent, then 1/3 goes for transportation, and 1/8 goes for entertainment. Alright, if after all these expenses he still had 820 Ghana cedis left, we have to find how much he earns per month. How much is the monthly salary from which he is making these expenses. Alright, so all we need to know is that we are looking for actual money that he has from which he made these expenses, and the expenses are in fraction. Simply put, if I want to find the amount spent on rent, it means it's going to be 1/5 of whatever the monthly salary is. It's 1/5 of that amount which we are looking for. Then if I want to find the amount on transport, that will also translate to 1/3 of the amount received per month. Then I think it goes for entertainment as 1/8. Alright, now there are different approaches to solving these kind of questions. I can also say that I am looking for the amount being spent, or the amount from which the expenses are made. So why won't I just let that amount be a variable? Normally, if you let a variable represent an unknown quantity, so for example, let y represent the annual salary. It means that the annual salary is y, which we are about to look for. So that simply means that the amount spent on rent is going to be 1/5 of what? Y. That is 1/5 of the monthly salary. He is spending 1/5 of that. Meaning, if we divide that money into 5 parts, he is using 1 part of it on rent. Then, if you want to find the amount spent on transport, that is also going to be 1/3 of what? The amount that is received per month. I think that will translate for So in all, we now know how much is spent on each of these categories. Now don't forget, the y is what we are trying to look for. So if you know the y, then the amount can be realized in what? Cedis. Now, the next aspect of the question is saying that after all these expenses, he still have an amount of what? 820. It means that if I add the amount spent on rent, which is now 1/5 y, if I add the amount spent on transport, if I add that on entertainment, plus the remaining, I should be getting what he earned from a month. You see, the money is in total. So if I remove rent, remove transportation, remove entertainment, then what is left? If I add it to what I spend, it will be equal to the amount I receive in a month. So in all, we are saying that amount left is 820. So this will be translated to mean that total amount, which is going to be what? Y. The total amount is y. That is equals to the amount spent on rent, the amount spent on transport, and amount spent on entertainment plus what is left. Okay, so now you can see that we have a fraction. This can also be expressed as a fraction. This can also be expressed as a fraction. So this becomes linear equation involving a fraction. How do we collect that? We collect the fractions by using the LCM. Alright, so we need to find the LCM of 5, 3, and what? 8. And taking 30, the first two can go, 8 cannot go. Taking 60, the first two can go. So let's see, 120. So 120 will be the LCM. So in this case, I am going to multiply through every term by the LCM. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 terms. So the 120 will multiply every term. So it's going to be 120y equals to 120 times this because of time, space. So I will not multiply, I will get the answer direct. So if I multiply this by 120, it means that 5 is going to divide 120 how many times? So if I have 120, I have 5. 5 go here, 2 times, remember 2, so 20. So I think 24. So I have 24y plus 3 going into 120, I believe that to give us what? 40. So 40y plus 8 going here. So if I have 120, I have 8. 4 can go here, 2. 4 can go here, 30. So it goes here 15 times. Then we multiply 820, 120. So I'll take care of these zeros. So this time this is 4. We have 16, 2, 8. So 4, 8, 9. So 9, 8, 4. The 2 zeros will come. So now we are having a linear equation involving no fraction. So these are common terms. So now we group like terms. 120y, y. So the variables will come to one side. So that will be 120y minus, these values are positive. So when they cross the equal sign, they become negative. That is, we are subtracting each term from both sides. Don't forget this plus this will give us 64. So 70, 79. Meaning I'll subtract 79y and I'll have what? 9840. Alright, so if you have that, so now if we subtract 120 minus 79, and that will give us 1 plus this will be 80. So we have 41y equals to 9840. So now we have to divide both sides by the coefficient of y. So that will give us y equals to, that is dividing both sides by 41, and that will have to, we have to use calculator. Alright, so that gives us 2400. So that simply means that therefore the clerk and you have to include the Ghana cedis, so 2,400 Ghana cedis per month. Per month or per annum. Alright. But this is not the only way or the only method through which we can get this answer, 2,400. We can also use the total fraction approach. That is, we are going to find the total of this as the amount of fraction spent. What is the total fraction spent? Because if I add this and this and this together, it will tell me how much money has been spent. Then we know that seeing these are fraction, it means we are spending the money out of 1. 1 is the whole of what? Every fraction, every proper fraction. So it means if I find total of this, take it away from 1, then I can be able to know the fraction that is left, and that fraction left is what? This. Then we can take a proportion of that. If the fraction left is this, that is corresponding, then 1, which is the whole, will correspond to the amount per month or per annum. Let's try that. So total fraction is equals to what? 1. So fraction spent is going to be 1 on 5, 1 on 3, 1 on 8. So we add this, looking for the LCM. You know the LCM will be 120. So if it is 120, then it means this is going here 24 times. So 24. This is going here. We have it as 40. This is going here 15. If we add 15 here, 40, 24, we have what? 79. So it means that this is the total fraction of the amount spent on transport, rent, and entertainment. Then you will ask yourself, if this is the total fraction, then what is the fraction left as the money left? So fraction left is going to be total fraction minus 79, that is 1 minus 79 over 120. We subtract the fraction left from the 1, and that will give us 41 over 120. So we can see that this is the fraction left, the fraction of the money that is being left. And that corresponds to this. This is the amount left. This corresponds to this. So we can take it as ratio. Or we can still let the amount spent to be y. So 41 over 120 of that amount is what produces. We can take that approach also. So for example, let y equals to monthly, I think it's an annual salary. Then amount left is going to be the fraction, which is 120 times the annual salary, because it is the fraction left. We are spending this, or this is the fraction of the money left, meaning this times the money will produce, this is what is left. So that is going to be 820 equals to 41y over what? 120. Then we cross multiply. This becomes 41y equals to the previous calculation. When you multiply this, we get 98400. 98400. If you divide through by 41, it means y is going to be 2400. So we can use this approach to get the answer that we are looking for. Previous one is just finding the proportional division aspect of it. Here we are finding the total fraction. We can follow any approach to do that. Alright. I believe you are following. Take your time, even if I'm moving too fast, take your time and pause it, digest it, and continue. So from here, we can also say that after I find the fraction left, this corresponds to this, then the one corresponds to the monthly, the annual salary. So I will say that if 41 over 120 correspond to 840, then 1, which is the total fraction, will correspond to the amount we are looking for. So if a fraction which is less than 1 producing this, then the fraction of 1 itself will produce more, or definitely the amount per month will be bigger than what is left. So if we say the amount is going to be more, then let's divide. We are comparing fractions. So 1 over 41 over 120 times 840. Don't forget, this is double division. So it's going to be 1 divided by 41, 120. And the fraction, we know that if I want to change this into multiplication, then it becomes 1 times 120 over 41. You flip the second fraction. So when I flip that, that gives me 120 over what? 41. So this is going to be what I'll have here from all this long division that I have there. So that becomes 120 over 41 times 840. You realize that the first method, the second method, when you multiply 120 by this, we end up getting 98400 divided by 41. And still, we are still divided by 41, so we will still end up getting our 2,400 Ghana cedis. I believe you have followed. That's why I've taken my time. I might be speeding, but bear with me, we are using time. All I want to do is, when you take a question, try to understand the concept of the question before you start to solve. Alright, thank you very much. This still remains Taxonomy Online Mathematics. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for videos of this kind. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so that anytime I upload a video, you don't need to worry. You'll be the first to get a notification so that you watch it. Share this video with your colleagues so that you will not benefit it alone. Thank you very much. The names still remain Taxonomy Online Mathematics.